All right. Good night, everyone. Pro Dumpster Diver back at it again. So, thank you very much. You guys told me in the comments that my voice was a bit too soft. I realized that I had to be close to the camera bottom part where the microphone is for the speaker. So, I wanted to go over actually some new stuff that I have. Now, if you clearly look in the pile here, you're going to end up seeing some packets. Now, these packets are from my Silver Stash video. However, what we're going to do today is actually add them to the hoard. Now, what does a hoard actually mean? So, what I have here, and I'm going to move the tripod up so you can see this, is I have a bucket. I got this bucket from a store which was a dollar plus store, and this bucket, you can see it only costs $4.69. Now, it is a 10 liter, so this can hold a large amount. The part I like about it is this. It shows you that it can hold 338 ounces, which is very good. And being a food container, it has the plastic lip with this type of lid, but it also has these black snatch parts on it that can keep it locked. Now, I like it because it's a very thick plastic, so it's not going to crack. Now, what I have in here is a large amount of gold scrap, and I know you guys like to see the videos with all of that in it, so I skinned it out. I actually used this paper bag, and as you can see, all of this is just thick with circuit breaker silver scrap. So what we're going to do today is we're actually going to add to this. Okay, so there are, I'd say, about 5 packs in here right now, and I'm adding that because these are very different. Okay, so I'm going to do this in front of you so you guys don't think that I'm cheating. Okay, so this right here is 221 grams of circuit breaker silver scrap, or the actual silver scrap that comes from that. So what we're going to do, and you can see it's actually already bandaged up there in a Ziploc, is we're actually going to go ahead and cut this. Okay, now I am going to throw away the Ziplocs if I don't need them. Some of them are in bad condition, some of them are old as well. Okay, like something like this, it's got a hole in it now. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just actually going to cut it right here in front of all you. Okay, now why am I adding this to this if it's contacts in it? The reason why is very simple. There's more metal on this, and I'm going to show you, just skin this out just like this, right? Now, as I'm looking at this, I'm not really seeing, see, look perfect, okay? We actually have a beautiful contact on that part there on the copper, okay? Look at all of this. You have a lot of silver points here that are actually on this silver here, and it's beautiful. And again, I'm doing this in real time right now, so a lot of this stuff here, you can clearly look at it, is very, very good. Okay, like one right there. You see that dot and then the square, the circle, and then the square is what we're looking at. Okay, and again, very simple stuff here. Okay, and I even have more in here right now. I'm going to skin this out. Also, I have to shake out the Ziploc bag because I want to make sure that nothing of that falls out of it. Okay, now as you're looking at here, perfect. Okay, we got a big piece here. All right, some smaller pieces, some fine pieces. Now, that might be tin or silver. You never know. Now, look at this right here. That, oh, let me get this. Perfect. Got this part right here. Now, this looks like it is a nice little silver piece that's here. However, it still has to be refined because we don't know if there's any copper on it. Okay? Now, I'm not going to cut out the stuff that I see as contacts on it, but if it has too much scrap, I have to go ahead and purify it. I can't throw it right into the kiln, okay? So I have to be careful when I'm cutting this part here to make sure I'm doing this the right way. All right? So I'm going to skin this out in front of you guys, and then what we're going to do is we're going to end up adding these pieces here to the final part, and then we're going to end up making rip this off. We're going to make the final tally. Now, this is 211 grams here. However, this is composed mostly of, I would say, a bit more purer scrap there. Now, as you're looking at this, you're like, dude, that's contacts, right? Here's the problem. It's not exactly contacts. And I do want to take a pen, if I can, and show you what I'm talking about. See this? This here, perfect example. You have the part on the end, which is the contact. That's what we want. But this we don't want, okay? So look, perfect right here, beautiful contact, okay? Now here's the problem. I want this, but I don't want what's behind it. You see that? That's copper. And I can't melt that all the time. I have to go ahead and purify that. Okay? That's what we're talking about here. So again, this has a majority of silver on it. Look at this. Copper brick, but when I flip it over, I want that silver piece there. This has to end up going into acid. Okay? Look, this piece here is huge. Beautiful silver piece. This is probably about 3 gram pennyweight. But you see that brown part on the bottom? That's the silver. I don't want, that's the copper. I don't want that, okay? Now, beautiful dots here. Okay, look at this. Nice. And that part there in the center there, that's the solder. Now, the solder does actually heat up at about 250 degrees. If I can get this hot enough, I can move the silver, separate it from the solder, and move it from the copper, which is very, very good, okay? So we're looking at a majority of perfect, beautiful piece here. Beautiful piece. Another contact piece here, okay? Beautiful contact pieces here. So a lot of these are contact pieces, but as we're looking at it, it's not pure, because if you melt the silver with the copper, you're going to end up having that other issue there. This is beautiful. A nice, beautiful copper piece there. Look at that. Look at that. And a nice silver chunk there. That's got to go into some acid there. That's got to go into some acid. Now here's a brick piece here. And you can clearly see the brown and then the silver part there. That would have to go into acid. Now certain things have a loop on it, okay, where you can connect it to a piece of wire and leave it hanging like this. You have copper. The dot is right there. I could put wire through this loop and leave it hanging. The problem is I can't do that with all pieces, especially these. I'd have to sip these in some sulfuric acid and come back later on and stir the pot, okay? And then once that's done, I'd have to filter it especially through a special filter where the holes can go in, but I still have to watch out for metal, and I have to run everything through a magnet, okay? And I have to do that because, again, I don't want to leave the copper pieces there, okay? That's in one bag, all right? Now, I'm going to go through and cut another bag right now, and we're going to end up going up in weight, okay? We're only 7 minutes in. You guys are like, do more. Okay, that's why I got 3 more bags, okay? All right. So if you can actually hear me and it's good, put a 1 inside the comment section if I'm clear, okay? So we're going to do 300 grams right now, all right? And I'm going to show you what 300 grams of the circuit breaker contact scrap is in my hand. All right, so it's the same as the first one there. We do have a lot of dots here, as you can clearly see and point them out, okay? Very, very good. However, a smaller amount of silver on it, okay? And again, this I love holding this. Look at this. I have a whole handful, look at this, of circuit breaker silver scrap and just silver scrap here. Now, that does appear to be some type of CPU piece. Look at this. It's thick, man. Absolutely. Look. Whoa. What is this? We got some silver bits here. Yeah, definitely putting these guys in some acid. Okay? Again, you never know what you truly get there. Okay? All right. Now, I got another one here, which is 454 grams. Now, when you have something like this, this is very heavy. I'm holding this. This is very, very heavy right now. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to get into this and cut this. All right. Now, as you're looking at this live, by the way. This entire bucket piece is just circuit breaker silver scrap. Okay. And so I'm going to pour this out. This is 454 grams, which is about 1 pound. Now I'm going to pour this out slowly so you can see the difference, unlike other pieces. Now, when you look at this, you're like, hey, that looks like it's been through a lot of heat. A lot of the stuff has actually been heat treated. Someone took a butane torch, okay, and torched the hell out of this. However, they do leave a lot of silver pieces here. So this right here is what you call contact scrap. I got a beautiful piece of copper here, which is brown. But on the back side of it, you can clearly see there's an actual color difference right there. You see that? What we have is we have the brown and then we have the silver. Very different. We have a lot of brown here. I'm going to flip this right over. And the entire back part is silver. And if you look carefully there, you can actually see there's a center line. That's where the solder is. So I got to get rid of that. Beautiful brick pieces in here right now. A lot of silver tone pieces. Some of them clearly look like they're actually contact scrap. Like this little circular piece here looks like it's actually might be silver. They put that out. A nice piece here. This might actually have went on something else. So this has to be put through acid. A nice little piece there. But look at that. See, again, you have to double check this because now we got brown on this one here. So we definitely got to check that out. All of this has to go in. Look at this. This is beautiful to hold stuff like this. I'm not even done. I got more. Okay. This is what you come for. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at the size of these pieces here. Look at this, man. Look at the size of that. That right there is huge. That has a couple grams of silver on it. Backside is a bit brown, but not that brown. All right, yeah, we got a couple grams there. We got a couple grams here on this piece here, which is nice, okay? Got some silver ones there. This has a lot more silver on it than the other pieces right now. You can tell these have been heat treated because they look like somebody's been bitten through it right now. What is this little shiny piece here? See, this is what we like to see. Perfect example. Nice silver chunk there. Very little copper on the bottom. Now you can actually look at that and tell the difference where the silver starts and the copper goes. So this would actually have to go in and oxidize out now. Very, very nice. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Last but not least, we have the heaviest one of them all. This takes the absolute cake. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to cut this as best as I can. Okay. This has more silver circuit breaker contact in here right now. We're going to pour this out, see what we got. Okay. All right, now, what are we looking at right now? Okay. We have, okay, nice piece here. Very good. Beautiful. Oh, that's a brick. Anytime somebody talks about a brick is the square or rectangular circuit breaker silver piece that they broke off with the pliers. Now this one they broke off with, because if they had burned it, you would see a larger amount here. This is pulled off with the pliers. But that brick part there, if you can desolder that, you'll have a nice piece. Now these are some of the most common circuit breaker pieces there. When you flip them over, they do have a little mini brick on them. You can break some of them off with the pliers. Some you can't. It's a bit difficult sometimes of it. Okay. Another beautiful brick piece here right now. Another one. Anytime you see these pieces, these T pieces, this is what you look for. Many circuit breakers will have them. You can pull those pieces right out and sell them by the pound. The reason why we sell them by the pound is because you can do the math on it. I already know that this ratio may be 1 out of 6. So that brick will be a 1/6 to it. Okay? So on the 5 pieces of metal, this one piece will be number 6, and that'll be silver. Okay? You still have to clean it up, by the way. Okay? Don't just think you can melt that silver. Get some borax in there. Please, please do. Everybody needs to get some borax in there. All right? Now, what we're also looking at is this square T piece right here. Yep, there it goes. There it goes. Look at that circuit breaker piece there. You got the silver dots. Very beautiful right now. Okay? Got another piece here. Flip this over. Beautiful, beautiful there. That can go out, okay? Another brick is here. Another brick, another brick. Very, very good. So all of this would have to go into acid, right? Now, 1, 2, 3. So many, 4, 5, 6. So many bricks inside of this thing. It is absolutely beautiful. Look at this. This is a big piece here. Look at that. That's a nice big chunk right there. But here's the thing. Now, the good part is you can see the silver on the top, and if I move it this way, you see that white is the solder and the bottom part is just regular metal. And then you look at that, you have copper right there. Okay, beautiful pieces here, even the big piece like this. Look at this. Look at that. That's a brick right there. Okay, that's what people talk about when they talk about silver right there. Okay, beautiful, beautiful pieces there. This is what we like to see. Okay, nope, not done. Still got more to go right now. Okay. Because, again, this is 613 grams. This is more than 454 grams. 454 grams is a pound. Okay? Look at that. We have so much silver in here. It's nuts. Beautiful brick right there. Now, even though it's not large, this one is flat. And if it's flat, they can spread the silver around most of the metal area right now. You have another brick right here, if you can see that. So again, it's all how it's done. All right. You always want to look out for stuff like that and stuff like that, especially when you're going through trash and people's electrical supply. Okay. I could do that all day. And I realize a lot of what I'm holding is also copper. Look at that. A nice circular piece. Whew. All right. What is this? A nice brick on that part there. Okay. Now, what did we actually do? I went over all of these packs here. Okay. That's what I did. And on top of that, as you can see, the smaller parts are here, the bigger parts is here. Okay. So I'm going to actually go ahead and show you. Okay, you see all of that? All of this is circuit breaker silver scrap. Okay, that's what you call it, circuit breaker silver scrap, because you still have to break these down in acid in order to get the silver out. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to get a lot of silver out of this right now. Okay, now most of you are like, dude, just show the math. Okay, so what we're going to do is I have a piece of bag, and we're going to show the math of how this is actually done. How much silver do I actually have here today? That's what you want to know. Now, here's the thing. This is, what's the weight of something like this? The weight of something like this right now, this is probably about 40 pounds. Now, here's the thing to remember. This says 338 ounces. Okay? If it's 338 ounces, what does that actually mean? What that means is that if that's water and that's ounces of liquid, whatever is in here can weigh more because it's metal, but it's not going to take up the same space. So if I did the math correct at 338 ounces, and I want to know how many pounds that is, I multiply that, and I'm going to multiply it 38 ounces by 16. That'll tell me how many. No, divide it by, sorry about that. Divide it by 16 ounces a pound. So 338 divided by 16. I got 21 ounces in there. Now here's the thing. There's going to be more than 21 ounces in there. Now what am I looking at right now, okay? All of this in here, this is about 40 pounds of circuit breaker silver scrap. Forget what's in the bag. Look at what I'm talking about in the bucket. Okay, that's what I'm talking about there. Now, again, before I go to sleep, I got to finish watching RoboCop. But all of this has to go inside of this bucket here. So I got to pick this up. And this is heavy, by the way. This stuff is heavy. The reason why I choose these buckets is because, look, they have these collapse parts on them so that when I actually close the lid, I can lock it. And it was less than $5. Okay? Now I have to also put the circuit breaker silver scrap in here, which is going to take some time. However, I also can't rip the bag, so I have to do some of this by hand. Okay? And the good part is putting the small stuff in there can get in the nooks and crannies. Okay? I don't want this to be a 20-minute video, but I do want to put all of this in there for you. And also, be careful because some of this stuff is sharp. Okay? So I'm going to pick up this. Oh, careful. Oh, shoot. I don't want to rip it. I'm going to pick this up. It's ripping. It's ripping. It's ripping. I feel it. I feel it. Oh, boy. There we go. There we go. Oh, boy. Look. Oh, shit. There we That's what I'm talking about right there. Look at that. Perfect, beautiful pieces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm also going to shake this up just to get all that small stuff down so I don't have to worry about much. Okay? But that's what we got today, guys. The complete video, better volume of how 48 pounds looks. Thank you very much. Pro Dumpster Diver is out today. Let me move this. Oh, man. Up. All right. Thanks a lot. Damn, that's a lot. I have so much of this, man. Damn. There's about 9 pounds of silver in here, bro. We making it. Ooh, I'm happy. Let's make it happen.